I almost burned down a house trying to impress a girl. My parents owned a nice house in the suburbs and traveled a lot, so once their plane cleared the fence at the end of the snowy runway, I was on the phone making plans for the weekend. For generations, homes have been equipped with wood-burning fireplaces, more for comfort and nostalgia than utility, but more on that later. The winter storm had been brutal, and the snow continued to accumulate. It simply wouldn't be safe to let my girlfriend drive home under these conditions, and therefore we would have to survive. There were only 4 bottles of wine left, and the jacuzzi wasn't in top shape, but we would soldier on. The family room was on the basement level, a vast and tastefully decorated living space with a comfortable sofa and a charming fireplace. I was a fan of oak firewood for its even combustion and long burn time. You could read or even act out an entire sexy novel in front of a cozy hardwood fire. This was the ideal wood. Sadly, my father was focused on cost savings, cheap, and efficiency. Thus, my mother would typically buy some Duraflame logs at the local grocery store. The lights were dim, and an LP from Carly Simon sat spinning on the turntable. I refilled my girlfriend's wine glass as she flipped her hair back, the candlelight reflected in her eyes as she shivered. Perhaps a fire would warm her up. The thermodynamics of a chimney can be a little bit challenging at times, especially in the winter. Hot air rises and cold air drops. Therefore, it's critical to establish proper updraft when starting a fire in a wood-burning fireplace. And so I unbuttoned the top of my shirt and set my wine glass on the table, ready to do my manly duties as the fire starter, like so many cave dwellers and medieval troubadours have done for generations. Using a rolled-up newspaper as a torch, I opened the flue and lit the paper. This would help to establish a good updraft. I held it for a few minutes and could see that the smoke was rising as it should. Then I lit the Duraflame log. Soon the paper wrapper ignited and the fire spread. Soon it was engulfed, the log-shaped mixture of sawdust and wax, so I sunk into the sofa and refilled my girlfriend's wine glass again. And I took a sip of wine as well to wet my lips just in case they were too dry. And then it happened. In an instant, a complete draft reversal occurred and smoke poured into the room. And the smoke kept coming. Soon it was so thick I couldn't see my hand in front of my face, and we had to crawl across the floor to get to fresh air. Meanwhile, smoke alarms wailed, and the central alarm system put in a call to the fire department. Thinking quickly, I filled a bucket with water. Obviously, a bucket of water would safely extinguish a log made of glued-together sawdust. As I crawled across the room under the smoke level and dumped a gallon of water into the fireplace. This created a massive steam explosion that sent burning embers into the room. Fortunately, I only suffered minor burns from this. I crawled back towards the exit where my girlfriend was outside in the cold, shivering. In the distance, the wail of sirens echoed off the houses, and soon the fire trucks would arrive.